At the same time, we always used to be able to depend on impulsive buyers, right? They always told you like 20% or so of your audience is an impulsive buyer. They'll buy it, and then there's early adopters and there's late adopters, and you can just, ride the wave. Well, for the first time since they've been keeping those statistics, impulsive buying is in the single digits. It's like 4% or less. So none of us can rely on impulsive buyers any longer. We need to be nurturing in order to make the sale.
Come on, that was a nugget right there. We need to be nurturing in order to have a sustainable strategy so that we can continue serving people. I'm just saying it in different words so that everybody can kind of remember it. But Christine, did you have any questions, thoughts? What stood out to you?
I was really thinking about what you're talking about, the different advice and how it's constantly changing, right? So trying to keep up to date with what's going on. And we've heard really bad advice. I know someone post 5 times at once. I'm like, on the same channel? That's literally advice that I had gotten, right? I'm like, I don't think that's really how that works. Right. So just trying to, so we get confused, right? It's so easy, even as marketers, right? Because it's constantly changing. I'll sign in. I'm like, whoa, when did this change? I just signed in yesterday. What? Right. So just keeping up with it. Sometimes it's nice to have a trusted advisor. So if we wanted to come to you and say, Jennifer, this marketing thing, it seems kind of overwhelming. What's it like to work with you? How does that journey go? If they just came to you and said, my social media, I help.
Yes. So one thing is, things are changing online all the time, but marketing hasn't changed. I had studied marketing in high school and college. I decided I didn't want to go into corporate. I thought that was the only thing I could do with marketing. So I didn't do anything with it. And so over the years, I've studied, has all of this actually changed marketing? And at the core, it hasn't. Marketing hasn't changed. We just have different vehicles. The other thing that hasn't changed is our audiences and how they buy. So we need to keep that in mind, that we get crazy with all the things that are changing, but really we need to put that aside and focus on what's working again. As far as working with me, a lot of people do come and say, oh, my social media, it's a mess, or I'm overwhelmed, or I don't want to do it. And they just want to find someone to do it for them. And so what I do is I do have a team that can do things for you. But really what I focus on is getting your marketing in a system that is manageable. This way, when you're ready to hand it off, you have a system and it's working, and you just need someone to run it for you. What never works is when you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Nothing is working. I'll just hire someone and have them do it. Unless they are really, really good and they ask a lot of questions and they bother to dive into your business and fix it, then that will work. But if you're just saying, run my Facebook, and nothing's working, you have a funnel problem and a messaging problem. And until you fix that, the Facebook isn't going to get any better, no matter who you hire. So generally what I do is when people come in, I do look through their whole funnel. We talk about their business. We focus on where they want to get to. So what is your goal? And let's look at what's going to get you there. And now let's set up the systems you need to get there. It isn't just about let's scale the business or let's do this. It's really, where do you want to get to and what can we do to get you there? And many times those steps to get there aren't necessarily what everybody's telling you have to do to get there. It's what's going to get that business there. I've had a couple clients that recently have, really dove into building local networks and getting involved in having local classes or building customer bases locally. And that has scaled their business. And everybody would tell you, no, it has to all be, through social media and through email. But when what's working is local, then you build that, and then that becomes the foundation while you're building the other stuff. So I guess that's the biggest thing. I set people up, and then I get them going and give them support through the way and all the tools that they need to keep going.
So Jennifer, there's one thing you just said that I want to just expand on a little bit. If you don't know how to do something and you hire somebody to do it for you, you don't know how to hire them.